Hi, and welcome to this week's Three Legs, Four Wheels F1 podcast. It's Paul here with...
Chris?
Lee.
No, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. No, it's from the universe out.
I was waiting for the cue.
Which is usually Dan saying, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is when I lean forward and say Chris, but there was no Dan.
Yeah.
Dan is off saving the internet, being an internet ninja.
Keeping those kittens available to land on your laptop.
I'm making
at
sure
all
that
times
this podcast is in your ears.
for you to consume.
Yes.
Stupid terminology.
That's American English for you. Two countries separated by a language.
Two countries separated by
And a
logic.
giant body of water.
Well, theoretically. And Iceland.
Yes.
We'll talk about Formula 1.
With the butcher supermarket.
Well, are we talking about...
We'll slag off Formula 1.
Yes.
The organisation.
Have we? What are we doing?
They have...
They're stealing from you.
What?
You personally.
How?
They are starting their own esports championship, which is based on the popular Codemasters game. And to qualify, you go on to time trial mode with the conditions that they set
In the car that they set.
and send in your fastest time.
This is all sounding rather familiar.
Yeah, Formula Lee has been hijacked by Formula One. Now, they say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Well, we're imitating people that know about Formula 1, so I guess yes.
Well, yeah, you could. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
argument.
rape's not romantic. This isn't right.
But, yeah.
I said imitation. Where did that come from?
I'm taking this to heart.
Essentially, Formula One have decided that their esports thing is basically going to be exactly the same as what Formula Lee has been for the past year.
Over a year.
No, year.
Almost a year.
Italy was the first race last year.
Almost a year.
And it's going to be the first race of the next game up. But all your points still count towards the end of the season.
So are
We'll
we
talk
gonna
about that
are we gonna lose drivers from Formula Lee to this new esports
No,
thing?
we won't lose drivers.
Because-
what we'll do is Formula E, Formula One's Formula Lee.
What?
What will be slower?
No, we'll Formula E them because our drivers will be winning their competitions and they'll be our drivers will
see.
win their shit. So basically, making theirs the junior formula because our guys can go in and fuck shit up.
So we need to recruit our best drivers for Team 3 Legs 4 Wheels.
Yes.
And send them in as covert operations
Yeah.
in this esports.
Yeah.
Secret agents Nipper and Sharp, this is your activation signal.
Does anybody know where Derek Schleicher is these days?
Somebody find him quick.
Gentlemen, the Schleicher signal.
So, yeah, Formula 1 have gone all e-gamey. And us.
Yeah, they've actually Formula One have decided that they're going to do Formula Lee on a professional level, and there's going to be some certain prizes up for grabs over the. Basically, they're going to be doing Formula Lee at Monza and at Suzuka, and the fastest, I think it's 40 fastest times.
The 40 fastest ones go through
to like a semi-final.
The semi-final at the Gfinity London Arena.
Right.
Is that the old O2?
No, I don't know.
I don't know where that is.
I've no idea. I'm going to have to look that up.
Gfinity sounds like a bad misspelling.
Or it could be Gfinity.
Guffinity.
The Gfinity London Arena is
On Google Maps.
in Fulham.
Okay.
Gfinity sounds like an anime
Is that the Fulham
film.
football stadium then?
No, it's in the Fulham Broadway retail centre. It's in a shopping centre.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's a cinema,
Yeah.
lecture theatre, sort of.
Between the McDonald's and the Subway.
But do they have McDonald's in Fulham?
They've got a very nice gourmet burger restaurant that every time I've been to, I've had a massive hangover.
Oh, there you go.
Because I used to go down to London a lot with work, and magazine companies who we used to advertise with would take me out and get me absolutely hammered. And then on the first night, then on the second day, we'd have the business meetings that they would take advantage of the fact that they'd gone
You were
paralytic
horrifically
the night
hungover.
before, and I would sign any contract that they put in front of me, and this is why I suddenly found the company I was working for paying like 8 times the rate card for a page.
You're not epileptic,
But by
are you?
God, it was good tequila. No, I'm not. It's just
What's happening to your screen?
Every time I'm round here, my laptop screen has an absolute fit. You have wrong electricity.
Mine's fine. Everything else is
My
fine.
phone is okay.
The lights are fine.
Yeah, it's just my laptop does not like these.
Plugged into the same plug socket as the computer's plugged into, and that's fine. I think the screen on your laptop
Well, no-
might be dying.
This is probably why Formula One have taken Formula Lee from us.
That's the thing. This laptop doesn't do this during the day when I'm working on it. This is my work laptop.
I can't help that, Paul. I can't help that. That's called an intermittent fault.
If only there was an IT professional in the room. Oh, hang on.
Where's Dan?
Yeah, where's Dan when you need him?
He's a network guy. I'm a hardware man.
I hate fucking esports. I think I love computer.
Well, Formula
games.
E have got their own esports, haven't they? And is that Robo thing still happening?
The Robo thing is going to be the support race for Formula E next season.
Which is basically those lawnmowers and the Hoovers that
They
you
look
plot.
cool, though. They
Yeah, but
do
you,
look cool.
They do look cool, but you plot the GPS of those Hoovers, you know,
Yeah.
sort of the parameters, and they learn where they're going, and then they go round and hoover for you. It's those, but in car form.
So it's got the Formula Roomba.
Do you want
Yeah.
to know something fucking crazy? Not Formula One related. Sorry, bit of a tangent. But you know Roombas.
Really?
Yeah. But you know Roombas, because obviously they've got to be connected via Wi-Fi, don't they, to
Yeah.
work? Do you know they map your house and send that information back to home base?
So,
Every Roomba is mapping the inside of everybody's house.
word to the wise, if you've got a Roomba, wrap it in tinfoil.
Yeah, but I just think it's fucking mental, and it even states in the user agreement saying, "Yeah, we're doing this. We don't know why yet, but we're just telling you we're fucking doing it."
Well, there you go.
We ought to start a conspiracy theory podcast.
Well, conspiracy theory is that Formula One are stealing all of our ideas.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fucking theory.
That's fact.
Fact theory.
That's fact. Even though we weren't the first ones to come up with a challenge like this, they're still stealing it from us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're using the same platforms and everything.
And the rules. Don't forget they've stolen the rules.
Yeah, they have pretty much stolen the rules.
So, yeah, that is what you can do with your new Codemasters game when it comes out. Or you can just play Formula
You
Lee.
can just play for. Keep it grassroots, people.
Yeah, keep it grassroots. I'm upset with Formula One for this.
I'm sure if Formula One were to write to us and say, sorry, we've nicked your idea, here's some money. That would help.
Also, just point out, you probably got a much better chance of winning Formula Lee.
Oh, what, you're going around to Jeff Sharp's house and breaking his fingers?
No, but Jeff, you've got a much better chance of winning Formula Lee. He hasn't won though, has he? Last couple of races.
No,
No.
he hasn't. We'll get onto that.
We
in a
will,
bit.
we will.
We will talk about
We're
that.
only
in a bit.
halfway through this Formula Lee, remember?
Well, speaking about driverless cars and Formula E, we have something driverless in Formula One, don't we?
We have something proposed that is possibly the worst idea ever and the least safe idea ever. Ironically,
I don't understand why you think it's less safe.
it's less safe to have a driverless safety car.
Yeah, because you're taking out human error, and essentially you can. I tell you what, if you've got a plotted circuit around a course,
Yeah, but it has to be able to adapt to the conditions. You know, how many times have we seen people crash under wet safety cars? You know, the driver has
generally
the ability.
because the safety car isn't going quick enough.
Yeah, possibly, but the it can't go much quicker than it's going.
I don't know how. Well, how do we know? Maybe a computer, will be able to drive the safety car around the track faster.
Now,
I think it needs to be human.
Somebody came up with this suggestion for what to do under the safety car a few weeks ago, and they sent it in, and I can't remember who it is, and if it is you, let me know again, and thank you very much for this. Why not shorten safety car periods by bringing the safety car out, getting all the cars lined up behind it, pulling the safety car in, and having a virtual safety car with everyone in a line?
I don't get you.
Then you don't have the safety car.
So
on
just
the
get-
track. You're still under safety.
So the safety car bunches them up.
Safety car bunches them up, and then it turns into virtual safety car. The actual physical safety car pulls in, and everyone's under VSC conditions.
Yeah, but the idea of an actual safety car is because the the conditions are unsafe for virtual safety car conditions.
It's because they're not bunched up.
Yeah. No, but if you've got when you've got the actual safety car, there is a set pace, more so than just driving to a Delta.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
With some tweaking, I think that would possibly be a better idea than a driverless safety car.
And also, if we are going to have a safety car, can we get rid of the Mercedes huge saloon thing that they use?
Why? Because Mercedes have paid an absolute fortune to put it there.
Well, exactly. So there's always a Mercedes leading the race, whether there's a safety car or not.
I'd argue that a Mercedes GT car, or like the.
Well, what's wrong with something like the all right, maybe not the McLaren or the Ferrari because they're both in Formula One. Porsche 918.
Well, if you need something that's slower than a Formula One car, but quick enough to keep the heat in the tyres,
Yeah.
just use a McLaren.
I was going to say like McLaren P1.
No, a McLaren Formula One car.
Oh, I see. Good joke. Went almost over
You
my
can
head.
bring everything back to McLaren.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now I know it would upset somebody.
Everybody. So yeah, but weirdly, talking of McLaren, there is some Honda news, and that is that they were in talks with Toro Rosso.
Which came as a surprise to everyone, especially because the news didn't come out until Toro Rosso said, "Oh yeah, we've told Honda that the deal's collapsed."
I brought this up weeks ago.
No, you said it'd be a good move for them.
No, that they were into that. It was an option.
Shows how much we listen to you then.
Oh yeah.
Signal to noise ratio. You may get some things right sometimes. It's just others.
Well, yeah. Hey, I know, but sometimes.
If there's anything more important than your ego, you want it caught and shot now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Sorry, I just thought we just did Patreon show number 42 and we didn't get one Hitchhiker's reference and I had to squeeze one in this show.
well, there you go. But you're listening to Deja Vu. No.
I knew you were going to say that.
But it was a surprise that Toro Rosso were talking to Honda. I mean, I certainly remember Lee discussing the option of perhaps Toro Rosso going for Honda and it maybe being a good move for them, but it's not happening. Sauber aren't having it. Toro Rosso aren't having it. It's only really leaves McLaren to confirm whether or not they're having Honda.
They'll be stuck with it because they're not going to have a Renault, and we will just have another season of, oh, what if they had a good engine?
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
It's getting the gap is closing.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think they've turned
Ever
the
since
corner.
they've taken these tokens out,
Yeah.
these development tokens, Honda have been closing that gap quite steadily.
But the new Honda engine, the Spec 4 version comes in, and oh god, it's penalties.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
But then it just depends on the reliability of the new
Yeah, but then
car.
that's this year. So
How have we managed to turn an item on Toro Rosso into another where a McLaren going situation?
because of Honda.
because the only team that are running Honda engines are McLaren.
Yeah.
I don't think. Let's tie this in with the next story as well. Honda are also bringing 2 huge engine upgrades for Spa and Monza.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know this.
As are Renault.
Nice.
Honda are expecting an increase of. Now, I don't understand this because they said 30%. Now, that doesn't make sense to me. You can't be a third faster than it is now. If it's a third faster, McLaren are going to win the rest of the season.
They're going to win the rest of the season in Belgium.
Yeah. They will finish the race while everyone else is on lap 5. Well, no, I know my maths is miles out there, but...
Yeah, I know what you mean. But like numbers, hey, it's numbers mean what people want them to mean.
Yeah, I mean, in what capacity is it 30% more powerful?
Yeah.
It's a strange thing to say.
It's 30% more powerful than a 25-year-old Austin Metro.
30% more than the last update, 30% more than the future update, 30%, because 30% sounds good and realistic.
Well, but yeah, it's... we're in the power circuits now, where Honda really need to
Have some.
Yeah, have some power. Belgium, if it stays dry, absolutely will need some power. Monza, well, if you haven't got power, you may as well not turn up.
Yeah.
Then we've got Singapore's less likely. Malaysia, half and half. Suzuka's a power circuit, really. It's you've got to have power at Suzuka. There's no point in turning up a Suzuka without power, and that's their home race.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they own the circuit.
Well, yeah. The only other one that's perhaps not so power hungry, maybe Brazil.
Maybe Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore as well. Yeah. Maybe Brazil, but I mean, even Abu Dhabi and Austin. You've got to have the guts, to be able to push your car forward. No point in having a gutless donkey that couldn't pull the skin off a rice pudding, for want of a better expression. But yeah, it's difficult times for Honda. Renault as well. I mean, Renault has struggled with their engine reliability-wise, haven't they? More than anything.
Yeah.
So with Renault being the almost like the whipping boys of reliability in Formula One at the moment, are we going to see maybe not an increase in speed for Renault, but an increase in reliability?
Hopefully both.
Speed and reliability.
Yeah, I mean, because they
Renault Renault team itself are actually quite confident that their aero package, combined with this new engine upgrade, is going to be spot on.
I'm surprised because all year Renault have been saying no significant upgrades for the engine, haven't they?
Well, we know Formula One's full of liars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what was it? We don't have a magic bullet.
Yeah.
I think was the exact phrase.
Sounds like a bad 80s hair metal line.
Or a bad 80s band.
I was going to say bad 80s hair metal band, the Magic Bullets.
Yeah.
No, actually, not
just Magic Bullet. Yeah.
They were never as good as Limousine.
Spelled with a Z.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Check your Homestar Runner for details.
I will, yeah. So yeah, Renault's upgrades need to improve reliability, and Honda's needs to improve power as well as reliability.
Well, I mean, Renault have been installing fire in Joe Poe's car, and that hasn't worked.
No, Firefox.
Maybe uninstalling Joe Poe might help as well. But
Well, do you know what? Like the factories are back at work today, aren't they? Today's Monday. We record on Monday nights for those who aren't sure when we if you listen to this in the week and you think, well, when do these guys record? This is old news. Mondays. We record on Mondays. Most Formula One news comes out on Tuesdays, so this is a really stupid time to do podcasts.
unfortunately, both me and Lee have got band practices Tuesday nights, so we can't.
And I like sleep. So, yeah. It's Monday now.
However, get us a couple of thousand new Patreons, and we might be able to do something about that.
Well, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, buy a practice room that we can use on more than one night a week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Monday now. You'd expect any of the wheeling and dealing that the Formula One bosses were doing over the summer break, because let's be honest, right, the factory's shut down, but everybody's got laptops with emails and mobile phones with
Wall Street
emails.
too. Money never sleeps.
Exactly. So with all the wheeling and dealing that's been going on, usually.
Of course, money doesn't sleep. It's an inanimate object. It doesn't need rest.
Do you think Palmer and Hulkenberg are going to go to the Renault factory after the shutdown? Going to walk in and Palmer's going to go to Hulkenberg and go, isn't that really cool? They've changed all the doors so they're really easy to push open. You hardly need to put any force into it at all. I wonder why they've done this. Have you seen the amount of disabled parking outside?
All these doors are automatic. They're high dramatic. No, sorry.
These cups are really easy to grab hold of as well.
They're really aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. It's almost,
Ergonomically designed. But
it's almost like you're supposed to grab them with some sort of claw.
and they all come with straws now as well. But
How long's Polish sausage been on the menu?
but nothing at all on the driver market, has there? I was convinced after that Hungarian test that Robert Kubica would be called up to the Renault team, possibly for the end of the season. But is the Kubica dream now?
I don't think it's done. I think
he gone so far down the corridor now that he's now finding locked doors no matter where he goes?
I think so.
I think we'll see Kubica in FP1s. I think he'll get a couple of FP1s. He's driven the big boy car and didn't suck.
We don't know because we don't know what fuel loads were.
No, but on the face of it, didn't suck. He said he wasn't 100% happy with what he did and he thinks he can do better. But that is probably the expected response, because if he came out and said, "Oh, that's the best I could do,"
that's just a stock racing driver.
Yeah.
It's more to me how quiet it's gone, because it went from like fucking Kubica, fucking hashtag Kubic day, everyone Kubic's in the car, Kubic gone,
Yeah.
absolute radio silence.
Well, it was the summer break, wasn't it? Like immediately afterwards. So I would have expected if anything was happening between.
But wouldn't that have been the perfect time to jump, get on the fucking choo-choo hype train?
Well, you would think so, but I mean, I don't mind that it's gone quiet over the summer break. The summer break is now essentially over. Teams are preparing for Belgium now. Monday, everybody went back into the factory.
Motherfuckers be travelling.
Yeah, well, they will be soon. Yeah, Monday, everyone goes back into the factory. Right, prepare this car then. Prepare these cars for Belgium.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, cool. So then today will have been sort of like welcome back, prep day. And they'll probably start packing stuff up tomorrow to move it to Belgium.
Where the toilets are, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Meanwhile, at Salba, everyone stood around going, "Oh, I can't believe how you put it together."
Yeah, I'm so hungover. I had lots of Swedish liquor over the summer.
Has anyone got the instruction book? I know we had one. I know it was for 2005's car, but they're the same sort of shape.
I found some of Sergio Perez's old overalls. Will this help?
Why is the name tag in the back of them say G. Van der Gaard?
But yeah,
4 wheels, isn't it? It's 4 wheels, Dave.
yeah, the big wheels go on the back, right?
Hey, Chris, check it out. I put the big wheels on all the corners. Looks fucking pimping.
And I lowered the car by an inch. It's now on the floor.
Did you put the new rear wing in? No, but check out the subs.
I've also installed a second seat for
Right,
my girlfriend.
Enough, I'm being Dan. Enough.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, fine, fair enough. Yeah, when Dan's not here, we do tend to get a bit silly because he's the
Voice of reason.
voice of reason and the anchor for our podcast.
Oh.
Jeez. That went over my head and then came back round and hit me in the back of the head.
So, yeah, everyone is back at work. They are preparing for Belgium, and just nothing at all on the driver market.
No, it's weird, isn't it?
The summer break is usually when the first couple of moves get confirmed.
Well, not to let us talk about anything that isn't McLaren for too long.
Yeah.
Alonso has alluded to that he was going to make his decision of what he's going to do in December.
So he's put it back 3 months.
Apparently so.
Well, it was going to be September, but he's got a 3-month penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in December, Fernando Alonso will line up on the grid in Singapore and do the rest of the season.
One thing that has come out, though, about September and Alonso, it has now been officially denied by Zach Brown that Alonso will be taking part in the last IndyCar race of the season on September the 18th.
Always thought that was
And
bullshit.
he won't be missing the Singapore Grand Prix.
Yeah, is it Sonoma or
yeah.
is it the closing race?
I think it is Sonoma,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, I thought it was crap all along anyway, because it was a completely unfounded rumour on... I think it was on someone's blog. It wasn't even on a proper news site where it all started from. And I just can't see it happening. Whether or not we see him in IndyCar a lot more next year remains to be seen.
I don't know.
But we've had this conversation every week since the start of May.
Well, I mean, you might see him in IndyCar next year, because if he's not in a competitive car, he won't be in Formula One. I don't think he'll do another year in a SPA for McLaren.
Probably not. One person that is going to be driving a car, though, in Belgium is Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, this is interesting because it's the 25th anniversary of Michael's first win. Now, one of the trophies that you'll see from if you go to 3legs4wheels.com and you have a look at the Nigel Mansell gallery that was posted up from when I went to the Mansell Museum recently. One of the trophies, if you look closely enough, is from Nigel's second place 25 years ago. And I remember the race quite clearly, but that was Michael Schumacher's first ever win. I believe Mansell had to have a pit stop, and he came out something like 5 seconds ahead of Michael Schumacher, but Schumacher was just so on it that day that he passed Mansell and won the race by like 16 seconds.
Wet. Was it wet?
It was damp, I think. I think it was slightly damp.
Not mildly moist. as
Mildly
Top Gear
moist,
used to call
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Somebody had
So yeah,
something
for,
on
so
that?
for the 25th anniversary, they decided that it would be a great idea to, show off a couple of Michael Schumacher's cars, maybe do like a bit of a parade or something. So there'll be, I think his F2002 Ferrari is going to be there, not being driven, I don't think. If it is, then they've kept that a lot quieter than they've kept the 94 Benetton thing quiet. But his B194 championship winning Benetton, the first time he won the championship, when he hit Damon Hill. That car is going to be driven around Belgium 1 hour before race start by Mick Schumacher. Michael's...
Have they fixed the suspension on it from the last time it actually drove in?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
stay away from the curves because apparently they are brittle as fuck.
Still got little bits of Damon Hill's paintwork on the
Yeah,
side.
I hope they take the spring off it as well because for some reason, if you crash into a left-hander, it immediately throws your car right.
Oh, you're still not bitter.
No.
It's only been 20 years, 23 years.
3 years. But no, it'll be good to see. It'll be good to see Mick Schumacher getting experience of what it's like to drive a Formula One
How
car.
old is he?
albeit- I think he is. Is he
Is it 17?
17. He's just turned 17. So
He's slap bang in the danger zone for tests and stuff soon, isn't he?
yeah, as soon as he gets to 18, he'll be.
Well, he's on the podium, wasn't he, quite recently in
Yeah, it'll-
European... Is he European Formula 3 now, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he finishes top 3 in European Formula 3, I think he will actually have the points for a super license. So technically, he would be able to test an F1 car.
He has to. I mean, he will test Formula One cars. There's no,
Oh yeah, there's no doubting it.
It's worth for a team to have Mick Schumacher in. It's worth that just for the hat.
Yeah.
So it's worth doing it. But it'd be interesting because it's. Has he been setting the world alight with what he's been doing? He's been winning, hasn't
he is now 18 years old, so he does qualify
He is old enough.
super license.
He's just got to get the points.
Yeah.
Because did he win the Formula 4 champion? Formula 4
He was
championship last
close to the top. He was close to I don't think he won it, but he is. He's very close. He's in European Formula 3 now.
Is that the Benetton he's driving? The one behind you on that picture I've got?
Let me just turn around 1 second. Yes. Yes, the Benetton Ford, because of course that was last year that Benetton were Ford, and they switched to Renault the following year.
Sorry, he came second in 2 different Formula 4 championships last year. The ADAC British Formula 4 and the Italian Formula 4 came second in both of those. That pretty much gives him enough points for a super license.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, as you say, it was Italian F4, wasn't it? That he was in, as well as ADAC.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think to qualify for the super license, he would need.
He's 11th in the current Formula 3 championship,
Yeah, he's already halfway there points wise.
Yeah.
Just with those 2 series that he had last year.
and he's had 1 podium in European Formula 3 so far. So I don't know who's mentoring Mick Schumacher. Obviously, not his father,
No.
for obvious reasons. I wonder if his uncle Ralph has anything to do with it, or
I would hope not.
for Mick's sake. For Mick's sake. I hope it's not Ralph Schumacher. Yeah, I don't know who his mentor would or could be.
Can you imagine the phone call? Like phone rings up. Hello, hi Mick. It's Uncle Ralph. Yeah. Go away. He said, no. I thought I'd give you a few pointers. I was in Formula One. Had a Formula One career. No. Like Ralph, like please hang up the phone. I can actually feel myself losing talent speaking to you.
Stop draining my talent away from me down this phone line.
Oh, it's all right because Ralph
Fucking vampire.
Ralph wasn't the least talented of the clan.
Are you going to talk about Michael skiing again?
No.
Right.
No. To go all Yoda, there is another. Sebastian Stahl their stepbrother, who managed
Stepbrother?
a 15th and an 18th place for A1 Team Germany in 2006.
Sebastian Stahl sounds like, you know how sort of the 5-10 years after the Second World War, there was like a lot of like comic books and things that came of like English fighting Germans and stuff like that. Sebastian Stahl sounds like one of the villains.
Yeah, the
of a
Gestapo
comic-
man.
Yeah.
But Michael and Ralph have a stepbrother who was Ralph to Michael's Ralph.
Right. Wow. It's it's good that I heard I
To be fair, Ralph got a really good car for like 2 or 3 years, and he won races in it.
Yeah.
He never looked like threatening the world championship,
No.
did he? Really, as far as I can remember. But he only had like, whereas
he
Michael
never had
had
a good car.
the Williams that he had was pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Williams.
Yeah,
as well.
but he was.
That Williams BMW.
Was it because was he partnering on Montoya?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he was partnering Montoya when Montoya came second in the championship
yeah,
and was winning races.
yeah.
and
That's
he
what
was,
I mean.
and he was fourth.
Yeah. But the good thing about Ralph Schumacher is, and he's like an inspiration to drivers. Because I heard a stand-up comedian talk about this the other day, saying
Don't like the way this is going.
the
I just wanna put that out
the
there.
best comedians in the world are bad comedians, because bad comedians give people like me the confidence to try and be funny.
Why were you looking at me when you said the words "bad comedian"?
The subconscious. It's all in the subconscious.
Somebody told me I was paranoid once. Don't trust them.
Hey, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not watching you.
Dum 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 dum.
Should we talk about Belgium then? What's coming up?
Well, yeah. I mean,
chocolate.
yeah.
Waffles?
Yeah, Stoffels.
Stoffels.
Stoffels
I
waffles.
definitely didn't say paedophiles.
Who said that?
I definitely didn't.
Okay.
What?
Belgium's pretty famous for paedophiles.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that's the BBC.
Oh, I thought it was the Belgian Broadcasting Network.
No. Anyway,
I've got a joke about that. I'll save it for after the podcast.
No, there was a big sting, wasn't there? There was a big ring that was found in Belgium.
big ring sting.
Yeah.
So it's the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to get back on topic.
The legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit, which is
everyone's favourite circuit.
I love it.
Talking of the Spa circuit, you know that the Codemasters game, the F1 2017, which is out this Friday, has the original 8 Mile Spa in it.
Does
What?
it really?
On the
Yeah.
classic thing?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
you
I saw.
fucking
I
What's
saw-
on the circuits? What circuits have they got apart from that?
I haven't seen that. They've just released a trailer of somebody doing a lap of Old Spa.
In what?
I wonder if they got the old Nordschleifer as well.
We could do that on Project Cars.
no, but not Formula 1 cars. Not,
I think it was
not
a-
in Formula Lee.
No, good point.
Might have been a Lotus 68.
Is that available on the game too?
Well, if the circuit is, and the demo footage I saw was a Lotus 68 doing the Old Spa circuit, and that was taken from the game, I'd say
Oh,
probably.
we're going to have to organise like a...
Winter Championship, classic cars, classic tracks.
Maybe not even that, but...
Winter one-off, non-championship races.
Yeah, well, no, we will organise some sort of prize, but not necessarily clamp ourselves down with like just the retro stuff in the game, but just have it as like a fucking like a no holds barred 10 races where it can be anything that any of the content is.
Formula
open.
Libra,
Yeah,
as they call it
Yeah.
when the FIA take the bat and ball home.
Yeah, that's fucking
Right. Well, Lee has
dirty.
a cigarette. Well, Lee has a cigarette and recovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant circuit.
Even the shortened version.
Yeah, even the modern version.
the laser gun.
is great to race on, virtually. But
Was that a joke?
No,
Right. Okay.
no. It was me running out of words.
Right.
I was also trying to cover up a belch.
Sorry for outing you on that.
But the weather is also massively unpredictable there, and the best races at Spa are when it throws it down.
Or the thing is with the sort of the vastness of the circuit and sort of where it is in
Or
the
when it
Ardennes.
throws it down at one end.
Well, that's what I mean. In the Ardennes Forest, it can be at the bottom end of the circuit. It could be at it can only be at turn one. That's just the way that the rain works. But it could cover the whole circuit, and annoyingly, like the Kimmel Straight could be dry. Like so, it's just, this I don't know what to do with tires.
You were almost Toto then.
Getting a little bit Arnold Schwarzenegger as well.
I was waiting for a get to the chopper.
Get to the pit box, come on, Lewis, you idiot.
I think we've got a great one to look forward to this weekend because of the way that Ferrari and Mercedes are. If Ferrari have,
Well, Ferrari took the upper hand, didn't they, at the Hungarian Grand Prix, which seems so long ago now.
it does. It's been a long summer.
It has.
I'd love to say it's been a long hot summer, but it's been throwing it down all day.
Yes.
I've spent most of the summer in the hot tub anyway, so I'm not bothered. But if Ferrari have, they say they've sorted their problems out. It's the monthly Ferrari statement. Oh, we found some problems. We've sorted them out. Oh, we found some more problems. We've sorted them out.
Yeah.
But
I feel like there's T-boys being sacked all over the place when they say these things.
yeah. He was putting 2 sugars in. We only asked for 1. But if they have sorted the problems out that they claimed, which I think was more to do with tyre wear than anything else,
Right.
this latest slew of problems.
Which is similar to what Mercedes was struggling with.
Yeah, they've now worked out. I think Mercedes. I read one article that said it was tyre pressure problems that they were having because they were trying to find the optimum pressure to get the most out of the tyres, and their data didn't match with what real life was doing.
Right.
So we've seen this before, though, haven't we? Sort of data inconsistencies with teams.
It fucked
Toro
Red
Rosso.
Bull up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the year when they were like 30 seconds off the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Mercedes have been having a similar problem just related to the tyre pressures, and they seem to have got that straightened out. That's one thing that they got sorted with Hungary.
What was
Oh,
that?
the
Sorry,
test.
Renault.
Well, yeah,
Renault
well.
was talking about.
Earlier
No,
than that.
Mercedes.
Ah, right. I was just
It
going to
was a
say,
fair bit earlier than that, wasn't it?
Julian Parvin's having a problem with pressure as well.
But no, Mercedes said that they'd sorted the tyre pressure issues out at the Hungary test, and their data now correlates with actual real life
life.
situations.
Oh, sweet.
And Ferrari seem to have got the tyre pressure problems under the tyre wear problems under control. So we hopefully won't get a repeat of Vettel losing the tyre when he'd been out 2 laps too long.
Yeah.
I just
we did last
hope
year.
I hope it's a close race in Belgium because I fear if Mercedes come out of the gate and have like a proper
Mercedes weekend.
Mercedes weekend, I think that's the rest of the championship gone.
I know what you mean. It's who stretches their legs from here on out, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been close running up to now, but like when you get. I'm not saying we're on the home straight yet, but like when you see marathon runners and they've been running for like 25 miles,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden with like a mile to go, they're like to sort of do a glance over their shoulder, and then they stretch their legs.
Well, like Mo Farah in the last 3 laps of a 10,000 metres.
Well, yeah. What, I'm last? Wait a second. I've won!
I'm last. I'm 20 yards behind. Oh, that's a world record.
Does that mean McLaren's like Usain Bolt in his last race?
Looking quite good, and then all of a sudden on the floor and being helped across the line in a wheelchair. And then wanting to play for Man United.
Does he?
Yes.
Strange. See, this is one of the reasons why I think that maybe the mid-season break isn't actually good sporting wise.
Well, yeah, it was never.
I know it's not there to help anything. It's there just to give people a bit of more time with the kids in it. But I think the racing might benefit from keeping the pressure on all the fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a case of who can stretch that, and if neither team can really put the hammer down and claim, look at us, we've dominated this weekend, then we are in for a hell of a fight for the rest of the season. But I really think that both Ferrari and Mercedes are looking to do that, and I don't know out of the two of them who is more likely. I thought a couple of weeks ago that Mercedes are probably more likely to do it. than Ferrari.
I think they're just more
But-
capable of doing it.
but-
yeah.
We're also now getting Red Bull saying there's no reason why they can't catch and pass Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship.
Now,
this
does
season.
that say more about what they think Ferrari are going to be like for the rest of the
Was
season?
that not Max Verstappen that said that?
Well, the team seemed to back him up on it.
No, it was Christian Horner.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Max Verstappen says that he thinks he can win races and climb the drivers' ladder this year still.
Yeah.
I mean, he possibly could have won in Canada with his car not let go.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think over the course of that race, I think Mercedes would have been too strong for him.
possibly, but I mean, he did bully his way into second by the end of the first corner. So
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I hope so, but I'd fucking hate Red Bull to go and get some form on and fuck the championship up for us.
well, I don't know that it would.
Oh, sorry. Horner doesn't think that Red Bull can catch and pass Ferrari. They think they can outscore them for the remaining 9 races.
Yeah. But essentially, he means this. It's it's what we think.
We want to win the second half of the
Yeah,
season.
they want to be better than Ferrari in the second half.
which could cock the championship up for
That's
Ferrari.
right.
I mean, if they're also meddling with Mercedes as well, it could add an extra spice.
But that says to me that they don't expect Ferrari to go much further down the road from them.
Yeah, it does. You know, that's what Red Bull probably want the world to think.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Red Bull is an organisation that sort of bases itself on hype.
Yes. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. That's a completely separate energy drink, and they sponsor Force India.
Well, yeah, but the actual term
Bad
hype,
comedian.
I'm learning.
Leah's nodding in agreement.
That's it. Spring to my defence, everyone. Anyone? Bueller?
Bueller. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect from Spa after the summer break, to be honest with you. I mean, I think we'll still see Mercedes, Ferrari at the top end. Red Bull probably not that far behind.
Hamilton does tend to go exceptionally well around Spa.
Yeah, he does.
So-
And it's a Hamilton circuit, isn't it, really? You look at it in that respect. But I mean, Ferrari have pulled out, or Vettel rather, has pulled out a 14-point lead now over Hamilton.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it was 1 point before the.
It's gone in the race, though, innit? One non-finish, one win.
Yeah.
Gone.
It's reversed. Yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're looking at Mercedes being dominant.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a good showing from Force India again this week.
Yeah, I thought so.
If they can just sort the personality clashes between the two drivers out. We've said it before, but it's got to the point where they are going to have to impose strict orders on them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily team orders, until they are line astern.
Well, they
because-
can't. They can't take that tack with them because
Perez?
Perez still hasn't signed a contract. They've actually come out this week and said that they consider Pascal Wehrlein a option if Perez doesn't re-sign with them.
Yeah.
So they can't piss Perez off, otherwise he's going to go somewhere else with all that cash.
Possibly. But, you know, also Force India have come out this week and said that they are going to be on a strong recruitment drive for 2018. I'm not talking drivers here. I'm talking like personnel to build the team.
I was going to say that as far as drivers go, they've only got one seat free because they do have Ocon for next year.
Well, do you remember when they finished 5th a couple of years ago? And they were like, "Well, we've got to look forward, and we want to finish 4th." And then we all went, "Force India 4th," and then they went and did it.
The only thing with that is when they got fourth, they then turned around and said we need an extra 100 million a year to move forward.
Yeah, well, yeah, they did. They did quite right. And the team is for sale. Maybe Otmar Safnoy knows a little bit about that, and that's why he said this. But he said, we're looking for a strong recruitment drive for 2018, and we need to start now so that we can mix it with the top 3 teams in Formula 1. Now, ambitious, yeah, well, of course, they've got to be. They can't be, well, we're 4th, so we'll stay here. Because look at what that did to Williams.
Yeah, well, one of very few teams in the most premier of premier motorsports in the world. If you haven't got an ambition, you are in the wrong room.
Well, Williams.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we what was it? We want to consolidate our 4th place.
Well, maybe that's what they should do. If
That's
they
currently 5th running Williams.
if Williams get rid of Massa, hire Perez with all his money, and then they can basically become a building society, which is what they want to do anyway.
Get pensions for
Yeah.
all the people who work at Williams.
For our American listeners, I think you'd know that as a savings and loan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quoting It's a Wonderful Life here.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what the company that he works for in It's
I've
a
never
Wonderful Life.
watched
You must
it.
have seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Of course I haven't.
You're a Red Dwarf fan and you've never watched It's a Wonderful Life
Why would I watch that? Because I'm a Red Dwarf fan.
because it's Lister's favourite film of all time.
I'm not like I've never even been to a Comic Con. Why would I know something like that about something I enjoy?
It's in the books.
There's Red Dwarf books.
Oh, God. I'll be sitting down and having words with you at the end of this show. Yes.
Jesus!
But anyway,
Not all of us read our fucking books on stone tablets. Move on.
it's a Kindle.
Stone tablet by the fire. That's the only Kindle.
It's not a Kindle Fire. Anyway,
Enough. Move on.
yeah,
I'm
mean,
being Dan now.
Williams taking on Perez would be interesting because that would give them all the money.
All the money they need to perhaps make that step forward to become Force India.
But it would completely screw up Force.
They shouldn't have to make a step forward to become Force India.
The thing
They're
is
fucking
though,
Williams.
it would screw up Force India because then they would need 120 million to get to the next level, because it's approximately 20 million that Perez brings into the team with his sponsorship, and that would mean new ownership buying the team at a knockdown price. And when a team gets sold on the cheap,
Enter Jolyon Palmer.
I think Bernie Ecclestone's still waiting in the wings to
No,
see what happens with this.
I was going to say enter whatever they're called, Longbow Capital, Longbow Finance Partners. Them what own Sauber, buying a team on the cheap,
They're not gonna buy
running it
this
on the
team.
cheap.
They're not buy another team, though, are they?
No.
They want to sell Sauber. They've come in. They've done whatever deal they wanted to do, and now they want out.
They've realised what they bought.
No, I don't think it's that. Let's not be stupid here. Somebody will have made money out of what's gone on here.
Marcus Ericsson.
No, well,
Yeah,
no,
no,
but like
no.
the main bank behind it,
Yeah.
someone will be making.
No, I'm not saying Longbow Finance would buy Force India on the cheap, but somebody like Longbow would buy Force India on the cheap.
They'll be better. They'll be better with Strongbow buying it.
And run it as a bloody pound store organisation.
Yeah, but that's
Which is what they're doing with Sauber, Deals Racing.
it's not conducive to
not.
running a team.
It's not
And
playing
the
motorsport.
people who run Force India now, which could become Force One, of course, for next year,
Force £1 land.
and they could end up being, depending on who their new owners are or may well be, they could end up being the team to mix it up, because how long has it been Mercedes up top with Red Bull sort of there or ish, and then Ferrari behind them? It's been like that since the beginning of the Turbo era, really, hasn't it? Williams were there for a little bit. Williams were there for a little bit, and they just slid backwards. Before the Turbo era, before the V6s came in 2014, it was Red Bull and Mercedes in 2013. And before that, Red Bull and Ferrari. So you look at the same three teams. Since McLaren dropped away from the fold, really. Since McLaren dropped away from the fold, there's been Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari for about the last 7 years at the sharp end of things. With Williams in there for a couple of months.
Do you think that Force India needs somebody new in there, like as a team owner, somebody that wants, that can think about pushing the team forward and not think about how to get themselves out of prison this week?
No, I think Otmar Safnauer is basically running the team at the moment with Bob Fernley, and they are the managers. Whereas,
But their hands must be tied behind the back of what they can actually do with the team, because with it being for sale,
Sorry, I just want to say, there is no sponsorship involved in this. I did see another clip of F1 2017, and they do have a virtual Vijay Mallya in there, complete with earring, ponytail, and daft beard.
It would be so funny if he wasn't allowed to go to certain virtual countries.
yeah.
On the trailer, there is a Vijay Mallya.
And Crofty intersects with, hang on, Vijay Mallya is not allowed in this country.
And then in the background, you see him with fake glasses and a fake moustache, just hanging around the paddock.
Yeah.
How can you put a fake moustache on top of the one that he's got?
It's like crossing the streams, isn't it? But yeah, they're one of those teams, I think, now, for them to make the jump, they need somebody like Ford or somebody like Audi to want to come into Formula One and go, hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, like a manufacturer team, sort of similar to what's happening in Formula E. Of course, Mercedes bought Brawn, and that's been it worked wonders for them. I don't know who would be interested in coming into Formula One at this moment. There were rumours this time last year, 18 months ago, that BMW and Ford were both looking at maybe returning to Formula One. Both of them, it's not worth it.
I can see Formula One, turning into a more private team type organisation.
Yeah, 'cause we've had the constructors era where just about every team on the grid was a works team.
Well, it just seems that the constructors seem to be able
And
to
the constructors they've pulled out. BMW have gone, Toyota have gone, Ford have gone.
But I think the more important thing is they seem to think, well, whether they can or not. I mean, we don't particularly enjoy watching it, but there's certainly a lot of people out there which have a lot of faith in Formula E and what Formula E is doing. You said that before we started recording the podcast, something with Amazon and Formula E.
That was
No, that was Amazon and tennis.
Yeah,
No, I thought we didn't.
I said that. Amazon may be putting a bid in for Formula E.
Right. So with it being like an emerging sport, I can see that becoming where the manufacturers are try and get their exposure of their technology.
Yeah.
And Formula One then becomes the
privateer
privateer
teams, and you just get the big corporate sponsorship on there.
So, question, and tell me what you think about this.
Question?
What would you think if all of a sudden Mercedes said, "We want to drop out of Formula One. We're gonna sell up like EJ said, but we'll still supply it as the sole engine manufacturer of Formula One," and the manufacturer teams bow out. The only one that'd fuck this up here is Ferrari.
I was gonna say I can see the flaw in this plan instantly.
Yeah, but again, I mean,
But we're heading towards a big change or something along that magnitude. It's not too far away.
I mean, to be honest, if there was going to be one sole engine manufacturer in Formula One, I think Ferrari would just try and put their stamp on it.
possibly, yeah.
Formula Ferrari.
But I don't think that's the problem. You couldn't have a Ferrari, a single engine formula with the A team supplying the engines.
No, I also think that you can't have Formula One with just one engine supplier.
Not anymore. I mean, obviously, up until mid-70s, everyone was using the Cosworth DFV,
Yeah.
except Ferrari.
Yeah.
And you'd get the occasional works team coming in, but the vast majority of the teams were all on the same engine.
Yeah.
Formula One needs different engine suppliers.
Does it, or does it just need different car? Like, does it just need the rules the way they are kept, where you build your own chassis? And is it? I mean, let's face it, we don't have different tire compounds. We do. So we don't have different tire companies.
Yeah, but maybe we should do.
Maybe we should do.
Yeah, but the problem is with that working, it would either be everyone runs a Ferrari and then everyone is battling for third place.
I don't see Ferrari in the future of Formula One the way it's going.
I was going to say, we have a Formula One without Ferrari.
I'd argue that I think Ferrari might actually be toxic for Formula One, and
they have been for years.
yeah, the people that say if Ferrari wasn't in Formula One, I wouldn't watch Formula One, probably don't watch Formula One. I think there's a massive vocal Ferrari fan base out there which have absolutely no interest in motorsport and a load of interest in t-shirts
and a lot of interest in being able to say, "I'm a Ferrari fan."
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think a Formula without Ferrari would suffer. The top and bottom of it is, if you still had the best drivers in the world and you had close racing, it doesn't fucking matter what teams are there. Like, it could be fucking Skittles Racing.
Yeah.
But if Skittles Racing happens to have Lewis Hamilton and happens to have Sebastian Vettel in the same team, Skittles Racing is going to be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I like the theory. I just can't see it happening because you get the manufacturers that put the investment in and the time in.
But the manufacturers are going elsewhere, and they're going elsewhere for cheaper.
I mean, okay, everyone on the dog seems to have pulled out of LMP1 now, to the extent that there may not even be an LMP1
And that was
anymore.
massive. That was huge. It's the same with people like when you've had some of the big
Yeah, like, what,
manufacturers
5
pull out
years ago?
WRC.
But is it a case of this is where the FIA have got things wrong, and they've made LMP1 prohibitive for the manufacturers?
Maybe. The other thing to look
Well,
at,
they've just screwed up the rules.
but the other thing to look at here is no. I think it's more the fact that technology costs so much money now, and the general world economy has shrunk to the point where it's not financially viable to do things the way we're doing them now. So to have the big super formulas like a Formula One or like an IndyCar or something like that, I think it's going to have to be streamlined and made a bit more corporate and a bit more.
Well, I think that's what's happened in IndyCar. I mean, that's down to 2 engine manufacturers now. I think Formula One would work with 2 engine manufacturers.
Yeah,
Cut it down to Ferrari and Mercedes.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd like to see more engine manufacturers, to be quite honest with you.
Well, if you're gonna have a limited number, because obviously,
I still believe the way to save Formula One is to have undisclosed plans for your car. Everyone gets to see
you mean
them.
full disclosure.
Full sorry,
Undisclosed means hiding them.
Sorry, yeah. Full disclosure on all your plans for the car, your
Yeah.
engine maps, everything, so that that's the only way you're going to get racing closer. And the way that you're going to be able to push forward, where somebody looks at hang on a second, have you seen
I feel that would.
Oh, I know they're at the back of the grid here, but you know how these guys have put that on there? Well, that's given them like quite a big advantage in the corners. Should we put that on our cars? See how well we go.
Do you know what I think would actually improve the quality of racing? Is to have more test sessions,
Yeah.
which could be held on Mondays or Tuesdays after races.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily every race, but
but then you're more money and it's all about cost cutting.
But more than twice a season.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean, realistically, I think there
isn't another testing session now until the young drivers test after the season finishes.
Yeah, no, it is silly. It's hard for drivers to get into Formula One, and it just shows how the teams are using tests, because this is the thing. Then you do get a test where they can try and get young drivers in, and they're not actually testing the young drivers; they're testing the bits they put on the car.
Yeah. What usually goes on in Abu Dhabi after the season, it's not a test for young drivers to see how they can do. It's these are the prototypes for what we're going to put onto the car in the next season.
Please don't crash.
Yeah, let's see how they work.
Yeah, entering our young driver Sebastian Vettel.
Junior.
Yeah. So I see. I don't know. I've changed my opinion so fucking much since I've changed my pants this morning. No, since Liberty took over, and I just want Formula One to be entertaining. I want it to be I want people to watch it in pubs, and I want to walk into a pub and someone say, "Did you see Formula One?"
Yeah.
I don't want us to be the minority sport. So like,
No, you want to walk into a pub and you want to hear someone say, "You were right on that last podcast."
yes, yeah, that would be. I mean, I'm just generally used to walking in and people saying, "Lee, you were right." Yeah, but the
It's usually, Lee, you were right. There are better drummers than you.
yeah, Lee, you're right, bell end. But yeah, I think more. You know, like the Haas model of the way they came into Formula One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of me is starting to wonder whether the Haas model as a fucking formula might be the way to go.
Like a junior Formula One.
No, just like a like more off the shelf parts, more static things that are set. You would need to.
Oh, come on, K-Mag's slow, but he's not static.
You would need somebody that really fucking knows their shit. I mean, imagine a formula where
And that rules us out.
no, but imagine a formula where it's a bit like IndyCar, where it's essentially off the shelf cars that you can do.
You've got the chassis, you've got the aero kit. You're allowed to make minor tweaks.
Adjustments. But then think, what if we employ Adrian Newey to build those off-the-shelf cars?
Yeah, but then do you remember Adrian Newey's argument that if you make everything uniform, you're heading towards GP1, basically like GP2.
Yeah,
or
but the
or
race,
Formula
the
2.
racing in GP1's better.
In GP2, you mean Formula
Sorry,
2?
GP2, yeah. The racing's better. So let's not. Well, surely, if we make the fast, not us, because I don't think we could, but if Formula One was to make.
Anyone remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer designed the car?
Yes.
I just don't think it's the.
I know you. No, I know what you mean. I'm not sold on this at all.
Yeah.
But it's just a thought. If you turn around to Adrian Newey and said, "We want Formula One to be the fastest single-seater cars in the world," have at it.
Yeah.
And he builds the fucking cars. That would.
They look like the Gran Turismo Red Bull.
That would be something I would watch, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you watch Formula One anyway.
No, I know, but that would be something I'd really be watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that that's part. I think part of the DNA of Formula One is development and differences and similarities in ways. Like similarities in innovation where.
The problem is the innovation and stuff that changes on the cars. Or it generally actually just breaks what you're watching.
Sometimes, yeah, but
it's usually closer at the beginning of the season, and then everything falls apart by the end.
Possibly, yeah. But I mean, for example, again to bring it up, I know I've brought it up in multiple previous podcasts, but the Toro Rosso Mercedes side by side thing. Right? Oh, hang on a second. Well, James Key, Toro Rosso, obviously wasn't designing the car at Mercedes, and vice versa. Mercedes weren't privy to what Toro Rosso were doing, but they came up with very similar ideas. But look which one is working a lot better.
Yeah. That's fine. But I mean,
yeah, it's just a similarity, but it's and two great minds, well, more than two great minds, came up with the ideas for those cars, and yet they're performing completely differently, despite the fact they've got different power units in the back.
It just goes to show how much the actual aero package makes.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. It looks similar. We don't know whether it gets
underneath
the same.
that skin.
Yeah, but the floor might be fuck all. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing like, but we don't know.
Underneath his feet are sticking out the bottom like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
We were previewing Belgium.
We were, and let's do our top three in heroes and villains because we went on such a massive tangent. We decided to talk about the future of Formula One.
So basically, we started off. We did the hairpin. We went down to Eau Rouge, did the Camel Straight, and then we took a left instead of a right.
Yeah,
and we went on the long old circuit.
Yeah, we went around 8 Mile Spa rather than what was it 3 and 3/4, whatever it is. 8 Mile Spa, is that where Eminem goes to chill out?
Oh God!
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Need a hot tub.
He's got Vettel on his shirt already.
You're stuck now, aren't you?
Yeah, Raikkonen spaghetti. No,
No, Ferrari spaghetti.
Yeah, Ferrari spaghetti. Arriva Bene spaghetti.
Right, top three. I am going to go with a Vettel win, Lewis second, and Max Verstappen in third.
Right.
Because it's going to throw it down, and they are the three best drivers in the world.
Hero and villain?
Oh, yeah, heroes and villains.
Yep. Hero, I think it's going to be Max, because he is...
The sea of orange that will be there for him.
Yeah, he is going to get the benefit of the home fans, just in the same way as Fernando did in Spain. Villain, right. Anybody remember 1998?
Yes.
The big crash.
Yes.
Yeah, where half the field went out at turn 1.
Yeah, and then
just after.
Yeah, and then Ricardo Rossi piled into everyone about 2 seconds after they'd finished crashing.
Do you think Lance Stroll has potential?
I'm going to go an even lower hanging fruit than that.
Marcus Ericsson.
Marcus Ericsson. Yeah, the role of Ricardo Rossit will be played by Marcus Ericsson.
He's too far back to damage anyone, really.
No, but I mean,
no, they'll have a big pile up, and then Ericsson will come trundling into it, Rossit style. Yeah. Small tree. Oh.
Yeah. Banzai, not bonsai. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the Sauber is going to be that slow and Ericsson is going to be that allergic to looking at blue flags, he's going to cock up somebody's race.
Yeah, Sauber fallout is not beyond the realms of possibility, is it, when it comes to a racetrack like this?
I'm putting a proviso in there. If the Sauber can actually get within 107%.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think it will.
Of course it will.
Yeah. Lee?
It will be Hamilton, Bottas, Raikkonen.
Raikkonen
sorry.
does-
Or Vettel, Raikkonen.
Raikkonen does like
Raikkonen
Spa.
loves the Spa.
Yeah, he
absolutely
does.
loves it. Bottas, Hamilton, Bottas, Raikkonen, but Hamilton and Bottas by a fucking country mile.
Yeah.
Right, cruise to victory, told to hold station after half the race because they've just got a 1-2 in the bag.
Yeah, all they got to do is turn the
Yeah.
engines down and stick with it.
The villain will be predictability for the rest of the season, and the hero will be Fernando Alonso.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'm going to go Lewis Hamilton win,
Yeah.
Kimi Raikkonen second, and Max Verstappen third. I think we'll see a close Kimi Raikkonen Max Verstappen battle again, like we did the last couple of years. And I think that the hero of the race is going to be Max Verstappen.
Might stick a fiver on Kimi for the win, actually.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Hero of the race is going to be Max Verstappen. Villain of the race is going to be Kimi Raikkonen.
Why?
But he's going to ruin Sebastian Vettel's race, and I haven't decided how yet.
Going to take him out.
Just by being faster, I think.
By finishing ahead of him.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to ruin Vettel's race, and Vettel's going to get upset.
I think Ferrari might have something to do with that.
And Kimi will go, remember Hungary.
Yes.
Yeah, do Ferrari owe him one?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's a tight one to call, but that's what I'm going for. I'm going for Hamilton, Raikkonen, Verstappen.
Well, it's going to be interesting. We will be doing the live blog, as usual, through bleary eyes. Because
if I can be bothered staying up for the final, I mean, I've got so much going on at the moment. It's ridiculous. I'm supposed to move house before the weekend.
Well, I've got no choice but to stay up for the fight because everyone's watching it round at mine.
I can't wait.
So I can't really invite everyone round and then go to bed.
Go for a sleep before.
I can't. It's my friend's birthday this weekend, so we're going to be out from about 7:30 on Saturday
You have
night.
another friend?
Go for a sleep before.
I have a non-Formula One friend.
I'm just... you didn't even put non-Formula One. I'm still fucking surprised.
Well, he's a friend of Sean's, really.
Right,
I just-
okay,
I
that's
I
fine.
just tag along.
Acquaintance.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
He's an acquaintance
Got
of
you.
mine, but he's a friend, really, these people are really friends of Sean's because
Yeah, we talked about it on the Patreon podcast as well. If anyone wants to go and spend $1, they can listen to us. Have
$1 a month gets
$1 a
you
month.
2 hours of Patreon podcast.
But if he only wants to go and spend $1 just to have a listen to us, have a little bit of a natter about McGregor Mayweather, we gave it a pretty fucking good chat about before.
we did, we essentially turned the Patreon podcast into Boxing Cast.
Yeah, it was
there was a couple of other things.
it's our fight companion for the week. Probably want to subscribe for the whole month because I'm sure we'll talk about it after the fight next week.
And there'll be other things as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of us will have a life at some point.
One day. Well, between us all, we've probably got a life.
Dan's got the most, and he's not here.
Oh yeah.
He's actually still working.
Yeah, Dan, it's 10:30 on a Monday night, and Dan is still at work.
Well, those kittens don't save themselves.
That is true. I can hear the guitar. You're getting impatient.
We need to move on.
Yeah, we do. Go on then.
Total shot. Look at everyone, it's a total shot. Here he comes, up Eau Rouge. Into the barriers at Kevin Magnussen. Look out, here comes a total shot.
Very nice.
Well, you're a man down this week.
Let's prepare to lose, and if we don't,
Blame it on Dan.
Yeah, this is all Dan's fault, although we are on a winning streak of 1.
so hang on. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So if we prepare to fail,
My brain not think well good.
no,
I was
my
born-
brain's not working
Who's
either.
this from, by the way?
Oh, it is from Bradley Chambers.
Hello, Bradley
Hello,
Chambers.
Bradley. Regular Formula Lee entrant as
Yes.
You are from?
I was born
I was born
in
under a wandering
crossfire.
star.
Crossfire Hurricane I was going to go for.
All right.
I was born in 1999, making me a prick.
That makes you 18 years old, like
well. Oh,
Mick Schumacher.
that is true.
Yeah. Who
Are
is-
you jumping Jack Flash? I
No,
had to get
no,
that
no,
in
no,
at some point. Sorry, that's not a real guess. Oh, hang on. You
Well, am I
these
writing
down,
down
don't you?
guesses?
Yeah,
So
you might as
I
well.
think born in 1999 and only being 18 years old. Lance Stroll is 18, isn't he? Still, I think, or he's not 19 yet.
I don't think he's 19. I was about to look that up, but I'm
No, you're
allowed.
not allowed. Cheating.
Dan's not here. The internet is playing the part of Dan tonight.
Oh, right.
Also, this pen has ceased to work.
It is an X pen.
It
Oh,
might-
that pen. It's Norwegian blue. That's why.
Ah, there we go. It's working again.
I started racing when I was 7.
So in 2006.
So I can't be a Red Bull young driver.
No,
That's too old.
far too old.
Formula fetus.
Started racing when I was 7. Well, Mick Schumacher did start racing a bit later than usual. I mean,
Having a granddad that owns a go-kart track is usually an advantage.
well, yeah. I mean, you normally see young kids.
And a step uncle who's shit.
Well, you normally see these kids these days. They were 4 or 5 years old when they're getting in a kart. I remember a few years ago watching Rubens Barrichello's son in a kart. And he seemed to be doing quite well. And then this week,
And then we've seen him driving what was it? A DTM car?
I think it was DTM, yeah.
With Rubens Barrichello sat next to him in tears, looking more like Niles Crane than ever before.
Yeah. He just needed the slightly annoying nasal voice and he was there.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, so we need a third clue and then we're going to have to guess.
I claimed pole position in my first ever national event at the tender age of 7.
It's going to be something karty then.
Yeah, I would think so.
Should we go for Mick Schumacher?
Let's put Mick Schumacher down as
Okay,
number
so-
1, shall we? Because
Yeah.
we're not... Anybody unfamiliar with the rules of Total Shunt is basically we used to just guess partway through the quiz, but now we have to write down our guesses and
Yeah.
then choose one answer at the end.
How many clues are there tonight?
A 10.
Oh, right, so it's got to be
Yeah,
3, 6, and 10.
That's good work, that, Bradley. Well done.
Yeah, somewhere around the sort of like 5 shows ago, this motherfucker got rules.
Yeah, try steal this off us Formula 1. Nothing like Grill the Grid.
If they come back with the grid grills you, I am under the lawyer straight away.
It's nothing like 20 questions, albeit the fact that maybe when I was trying to do it, I tried to do 20 questions and then realised that I couldn't think.
So 10 would
yeah,
be...
so it was more 10 questions.
That's fine.
Doesn't sound as catchy though, does it?
10 questions. No, it
Yeah.
doesn't. No, you're quite right.
I debuted in 2014. In 2014, I debuted in the Ginetta Junior Championship.
Oh, so Ginetta is sort of GT kind of racing cars. They're almost road-going kit cars, but they can be built for racing as well.
Sort of souped-up Westfields.
No, sort of. They look like sort of mini GT cars, really.
right.
Kind of like little like Lotuses, but they're kit cars.
Yeah, like the Westfield Lotus 7.
No,
Caterham, that kind of
yeah,
thing.
not sort of. Yeah,
I think there's a
not
Caterham
like
festival over here at the moment because I've seen loads of Westfields and 7s and Caterhams driving around
Yeah.
over the last couple of days.
I'm going to have to drag you back to the competition.
Go on then.
that. Go. Oh no, we've had a guess, haven't we? So that's 4. What's 5?
In the same championship, I finished 3rd, winning the Rookie Cup in my first year out of karting.
That seems.
So it's somebody 18 and good.
So, yeah, well, I mean, we were looking at Mick Schumacher's results before, and I didn't see anything about Ginetta Cup. I might be wrong. Okay.
In 2015, I raced in Italian Formula 4.
Maybe at the same time as racing British Formula 4.
Well, ADAC is British,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. Which is, do they have one race in Ireland?
Yeah,
I think
but
Mondello Park or something like that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't think we need to write anything else down for the time being.
No, I think we're all right.
Yeah.
We'll continue with the clues.
Wow, that is so. You should have given me another clue now.
Oh, should we get another answer?
I think that's right, isn't it? Question 6.
Yeah, so we have to write something else down.
You don't have to. If you're confident with what you're doing, you can go fuck you in your guess. We don't want it.
Should we write down Lance Stroll?
Well, write down Lance Stroll.
Because he was the only other person entering my mind. Well, I would write down Lance Stroll, but at the moment it's L minus N. There we go. The pen is working again.
Good job. Mightier than the sword.
It isn't when it's not working.
It is if you want to try and draw something. In 2016, I entered the European Formula 3 Championship as a guest driver for 3 races for the Carling Motorsport team.
For Carlin. I'm still pointing towards Mick Schumacher for me.
Yeah, because Lance Stroll had a full season entry and won it, so...
In 2016.
Yeah.
Unless he won the championship after only being in it for 3 races, which is incredible.
It's amazing what money gets you these days.
Yeah. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
But not Lola's.
No.
Next clue, please.
In December 2016, I was announced as a full-time driver for Carling Motorsport in the European Formula 3 Championship.
Where he's possibly currently sat 11th.
Yes.
Would you like another one?
Yes,
Another
please.
clue, yeah?
In 2016, I won a Autosport award.
Oh. Like what Lando Norris did.
Could be Lando Norris.
Could be Lando Norris.
Yeah, Lando Norris is 17, isn't he? Because it could be 18 this year.
Yes. And then, do we have to go on? That was clue 9.
That was 9. We have one more.
And do we get? Is it the Spaffer clue or is it?
No, it's an actual, it's a
there's no
proper one.
Spaffer clue. There's
Right.
just one.
And clue 10.
I'm not giving you this one.
Make
I
one
wanna
up
know.
then that's in the same vein.
I'm not named after anyone in Star Wars. Honest. My dad wasn't a multiple F1 world champion. Honest.
I can't think of one. That's it. Just give me your answer. I hope to become a future Formula 1 driver.
Is that what it says?
No.
Do you know what? I reckon it is Lando Norris because.
Oh, I know. I want to stick with Mick Schumacher. But all right, okay. Lando Norris. We'll write that down.
Sorry, the 2016 Formula 3. That was a guest for 3 races for Carlin. Was that?
Yes.
Schumacher didn't enter Formula 3 until this year.
No, but he did races, didn't he? Remember?
No, it was Formula 4.
How was it?
Yeah.
I want to say Mick Schumacher.
I want to say Lando Norris.
Oh, you got to give me one answer.
Oh, Dan, why aren't you here?
Oh, the tension is awesome.
If we go with one and the other one's right, one has smug rules over the other.
I think the only way to settle that is some sort of blowjob. But there you go.
No, I was thinking more like rock, paper, scissors.
Go on then.
1,
2, 3.
Oh, no, I went on 3. Right, okay.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, and then.
And that was a slow maneuver as well.
Yeah, no.
So 1, 2, 3, and then you do it.
Yeah.
So, all right, okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Ah, I win.
Right.
Or do I win? Total shut. I went paper, Paul went rock.
So are you going? Am I locking your answer in? As
Yeah,
Mick Schumacher?
lock it in, and if it's wrong, then Paul gets smug rights over me until next week's podcast.
Well, the reason I didn't, I altered one of the questions, and I didn't give you the last one, was because it was basically a Spaffer question, and it just gave it away.
The last question was...
So question 9, which was I won a Autosport award. The actual question was I won the McLaren Autosport
So
award.
Paul's correct.
And the last question was, if you say my name, I sound like a Star Wars character.
Yeah, so it is Lando Norris.
It's Lando Norris then.
Yeah, sorry guys.
That's all right, that's fine.
I'm counting that as me on a hot streak of 2.
No, you can't do that because it's a team. You win and lose as a team. Today you lose as a team.
And today Paul gets smug rights over
Yeah.
me until
I
next
have
week's
smug points
podcast.
for a week.
Yes.
Thanks, Bradley. That was
That was a good one. It was a good one because I was convinced it was Mick Schumacher right up until the end.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys. Like, try and think of if you're going to give me questions. Try and make it so the question doesn't fucking give the answer away. Like,
Yeah, like my name is.
yeah, and like in 1996, I drove for Jordan. You know the yeah, teams.
Are you Ralph Schumacher?
Teams, years, and like I don't get me wrong, the Star Wars question, fucking grand, but that's technically a Spaffer question.
I would say so.
I'd say because that's the one I give at the end, just when they've all made their minds up, just to say, look, you could have won. So
Rock, paper, scissors out of a win.
Yes. But unfairly, and I'm allowing you smug points over me until next week's podcast.
Yeah, I've got to admit, Lando Norris came to me fairly late just after you said the Autosport.
Yeah, the
award.
Autosport award. That was the only thing that led me away from my guess. So yeah,
It's all right. Fucking Sky will be doing this next week anyway.
probably.
Bastards.
Welcome to Three Legs, Four Wheels, the foundation of everything you like about Formula One that somebody bigger has taken and made it sound like it's their own. Right, should we do Formula Lee while we're still allowed to?
Well, we're still allowed to. We might as well.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a race at the minute. This one's just an update, and of course, this is the final race of F1 2016.
Dun,
Because
dun, dun.
We took a vote.
We took a poll.
We took a poll over
It
the
was
internet.
democratic.
It was. We had a few more votes than people that have entered, so it's obviously people have voted who don't own F1 2016 and will be buying F1 2017 to join in.
Yeah.
Because we've had a lot of people saying beforehand, which is why we started the poll, when are you starting? So we are starting with F1 2017 for the Italy Challenge, which will be getting revealed next week on the podcast.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we are doing Belgium in a McLaren in the wet. Lee, you are the bane of everyone's life.
I haven't had a go yet. I will do.
I know, that's why I'm still ahead of you. I'm just enjoying this. Jeff's winning again at the minute.
Yeah, his lap time is something insane.
His lap time got improved this afternoon. He shaved off another 0.3 and is now down to 2:03.0.
Sweet
2:03.0.
Yeah. And
I'm 4 seconds behind him.
motherfucker.
I'm a second behind you, and I have to give an honourable... that I use the term honourable lightly. Mention to, let me just find it, somebody that sent a time in through Facebook earlier. Do I name and shame?
Name and shame what?
Jacob McCall, you might want to improve. You're 18 seconds off the pace.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hey, you might have only just, sort of had a go for the first time.
But cheers for sending your time in, Jacob. We will put it on the timesheet. You've got a week to... Well, you've got, I say a week to improve as of now. You've got until the 28th.
That's the type of time that I expect his wealthy dad bought him a PlayStation and the game.
Lance, is that you?
So this one finishes Monday the 28th, 7 o'clock UK time,
Yeah.
2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time,
Yeah.
or Eastern Summer Time, or whatever it is in the US.
Yeah.
Um,
Fake foreign time.
yeah, I'm having to get used to doing foreign times again because of all the American football stuff that's starting again soon. Stop it. I like it. It's it's better than wrestling.
Lee has fallen asleep.
Should we do the mailbag?
No, Mum. What?
Yeah, let's do the mailbag. Who's been in touch this week?
Who has been in touch this week? Let's have a look. We have we've had a few answers to the question that we put out last week, saying what's the best way for US F1 fans to get the friends watching and get people in America watching, and the general consensus is show it on TV a bit more. Tell people if the network tell people when it's on. And as Jana pointed out, stop showing bloody adverts for NASCAR halfway through because it makes people switch off.
That all valid and good points. I mean, we don't mean to brag. I mean, we have complained about Formula One coverage in the UK in the past. It's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, and the thing is, Australia and South Africa get the same coverage that we do because they take all the Sky show
Yeah.
that we found out from our
Do you know
Australian
what?
and South
Probably,
African
if
listeners.
you've got a mate that you want to get into Formula One, and especially if it's a mate they happen to play computer games with, it's probably not a bad idea to try and get them to get the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get them to get the game, get to enter Formula E. So then if you can get them to enter Formula E, then they have to listen to a Formula One podcast. to find out
Exactly.
who's winning.
Yeah, Frank Poe
Then
from,
they will be well informed.
Frank Poe from New York suggested find a bar with
Informed.
it on. Yeah, find a bar with it on. Some bars are open for European sports early in the day. Hashtag, I like this one, eggs and kegs.
Nice.
I was once in a pub in Dublin and I said I'm looking for something in a breakfast beer, and the barman said, yeah, very funny, and poured me a pint of Guinness.
That's a good breakfast beer.
It turned out it was. It was 9:30 on a Saturday morning. I may have still already been on Friday night.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Drink responsibly.
Guinness is a good breakfast drink.
But yeah, the general consensus is it's NBC that's at fault.
Well, is it NBC or is it Formula One who sell the rights to NBC?
Well, that deal was in place. That deal was in place a while back because nobody else wanted it, and NBC picked it up on the cheap.
Well, that's the problem.
They're dealing with it on the cheap, so NBC could promote it better. But
Ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen, because there are no ladies in the room, I propose that we put forward a bid to show the Americans Formula One without adverts.
Oh, let's do that.
Let's do it.
If only we knew a streaming TV service that provided prizes for Formula League, that'd be able to broadcast it or something.
Yep.
3 legs, 4 wheels, Formula One service. David, if you're listening, get in touch. Let's make this happen.
Get your checkbook out.
Yeah.
There has to be a big check, but one of them novelty charity
It has
checks.
to be, yeah.
I've got something to say on that in a minute as well. Just something I did for charity last night, the charity that I want to promote.
Also, before you promote that charity, can we just rewind to Formula
I'm
League?
going back for the mailbag
Okay.
because that's not done.
What just happened, Chris?
I got slapped down. Smug points are available.
I'm using my first smug point.
Yes.
We need a smug bet commissioner.
I think this all sounds weirdly sexual.
You bring that into everything.
Well, not. I don't bring it into everything. Sometimes you've got to pull out.
Oh.
Completely derailed train of thought.
Give us more bag.
I am delving back into the mailbag. Edward Underhill.
Hello, Edward.
He says,
Hi, Ed.
assuming a desire to increase the grid and assuming costs were mitigated enough to allow new entrants, what are the practical limits to increasing the number of teams or cars on the grid? Would F1 want to set conditions to showcase more younger drivers?
I would be up for that. I'd be up for... I remember the 90s, we had 26 cars on the grid. Yep, granted, the probably the back 6 were not at all competitive and were more like the recent Manor team than
What was
anything else.
was it the 93 season where there was 13 teams but only 25 slots available on the grid, so one car was guaranteed not to start for the first half of the season?
Well, remember Simtech,
Oh,
Pacific, 40,
yeah.
the banana cars. Yeah, those teams who came into Formula One disappeared very quickly.
But
20 cars is okay. I don't want to see any less than that.
20 cars is, I would say, is the absolute bare minimum.
Yeah.
I think 26 is a good number. And one of the last things that Bernie did before the buyout was when he got together with Jean Todt, and they said that 26 was going to be the limit going forward. But then didn't want to attract any more teams, or kept turning down new teams that wanted to enter.
Well, there's a Chinese team, isn't there, that are looking to enter sometime soon.
Yeah, country-sponsored
State-sponsored, yeah.
State-sponsored teams never work.
Romanian team, which is a private investor.
Stefan Grand Prix seems to sort of rear its head every 3 or 4 years, going, "We're going to have another go." Oh, you're not letting us in. Fair enough. We'll see in a couple of years.
There is somewhere in California, there is a guy sat behind an iMac, still mocking up US Grand Prix cars.
Oh no, it was Pete Windsor. He went to work for Autosport. Yeah.
And Formula One. Still works for Formula One's official media team.
Yes, he does. Doesn't
I
he?
like Pete Windsor.
Yeah, very knowledgeable man. Very enthusiastic as well.
Let's have a look. Harry Burden asked a similar question, and also along the lines of would a budget cap work? It's been tried before, and the teams just went, "No, we'll spend what we want. If you penalise us, we'll still just spend what we want." And that's why Caterham, Virgin, Manor.
Yeah.
No, the reason they pulled out of the budget cap was because they thought it would encourage money laundering amongst the top teams. So the FIA, I think, pulled the budget cap after learning that big teams were considering, well, we'll just learn how to manage our budget.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, very carefully. People work for us for free. Wink, wink. Have a house that's not in our budget. Do you know what I mean? It's
silly.
Yeah, silly sort of things like that.
And to be perfectly honest, it's not sporting because Do you know what? Right, the world's not fucking fair. Some people have more money than you, and some people have more money than me, and
we've got more money than some other people.
Yeah, and it's the. I saw a funny thing. Not to go there. There was a sketch I watched the other day with a guy saying, he said, I love like the protesters and stuff like that going like, fuck the 1%, fuck the 1%. It's like, you're the 1%, motherfucker. You are the 1% with your iMac and your fucking MacBook. But it's like Ferrari's going to have more money than fucking Sauber. That's just the way it is. You can't hurt that, and Ferrari shouldn't be penalised for being a better, stronger brand.
They've been at it for longer.
Yeah.
Good question here.
Oh.
Totally on a tangent. Nothing political, nothing financial. It's from Rob Santos.
Hello, Rob, and thank you for the birthday wishes as well earlier on.
Oh yes, it's Chris's birthday today.
No, it's all right. It's okay. By the time people are hearing this, it will have passed.
At recording, there is still an hour and a quarter of Chris's birthday left.
That's fine.
Who has the best crash helmet design at the moment? My God, puzzled looks. We're all thinking.
I like Sebastian Vettel's tribute to Michael Schumacher because it does echo Schumacher's karting helmet from his very early days before. Even though he's tried to deny, oh no, it's not really a thing. It is, because let's be honest. Vettel was the kid who went to Fiorano to look over the wall at Maranello and see Michael Schumacher doing laps in that Ferrari when he was testing, and Vettel wants to emulate Michael Schumacher at Ferrari. So that is a nice sort of quiet tribute, I think, to Michael Schumacher.
I've always been a fan of Jensen's helmet.
The pink one?
Yes, the pink one.
Oh, God. Oh, shoot me now.
I find it very difficult to distinguish between the Red Bull drivers' helmets, Ricciardo and Verstappen, unless we're looking in the onboard camera and you see 3 or 33 on the helmet.
Hulkenberg's got a shit helmet.
Has he? I've never really noticed it. It doesn't stand out to me.
Fan of Alonso's Indy helmet.
Oh yeah, Alonso's Indy helmet was great, but I don't know if helmets are a little bit too corporatized in Formula One.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, I'm just trying to think now of other drivers on the grid. I can't think of anyone who's got a standout helmet.
Lance Stroll's is just a plain one with the martini stripes.
Yeah, it's just plain black, isn't it?
Yeah.
Felipe Massa, his teammate,
It's actually gold, but he sprayed it white.
Felipe Massa, he's got like a weird sort of distorted Brazilian flag, hasn't he? In fluorescent colours on his helmet.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. And I do quite like it when drivers go with their sort of nationality.
Like Marcus Ericsson, it's in the Swedish blue and yellow colours.
Yeah. And same with Alonso as well.
Yeah, you got a lot of time to see Ericsson's as he drives past at top speed, being overtaken by a walking marshal.
Well, this year Perez and Ocon have got pink helmets, haven't they? Because it's part of the tie-in deal with the water company.
Damon Hill's helmet was a good helmet.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking going back in time.
Then again, by the same joke, you could say Graham Hill's was equally as good.
Well, that was a rowing club's helmet, wasn't it?
Yeah, London Rowing Club.
Yeah. The
good old working class Hills.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the London Rowing Club helmet, which was it supposed to be black, or was it originally British Racing Green?
It was navy blue.
Was it?
Yeah,
Navy
they're the
blue.
club colours. Navy blue with oars on.
Oh, there
That's
you go.
oars, OARS.
No.
What? What was I going to say?
Well, I said oars, and I was just waiting for...
Clothes?
No. Hose.
Oh, boats and hose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boats and hose, absolutely. Yeah, no, I can't think of iconic wise. Of course, you can't look really much past Ayrton Senna's helmet design. Simple, but very effective.
Jean Alesi used to have a good one until he got all the white bits replaced by chrome, and that was at the exact same time when his racing turned to shit.
Jean Alesi, I believe his helmet was a tribute to Elio De Angelis. I believe he raced with Elio De Angelis' helmet design once he got to Formula One, because Elio De Angelis and Jean Alesi were both French-Italians, of sort of dual nationality, but raced under the French flag.
Yeah.
And John Lacey was a great friend of Elio De Angelis. I think he may have sort of mentored John Lacey a little bit. And Lacey actually wore his helmet was a tribute to Elio De Angelis. So I can't think of an earlier. James Hunt.
I was always a fan of Montoya's when he had the big shiny helmet.
James Hunt. Simple as hell.
Yeah.
Black. Here's a blue, yellow, red stripe.
Yeah.
There's my name.
Good,
Done.
good helmet. Yeah.
Who am I? This guy.
In fact, it's
Look
got
at the side of my head.
written on the side. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Was it Jody Scheckter used to have Jody down the side
Yeah.
of it, didn't he? 'Cause
Yeah.
He was that dull
Oh.
that he had to remind people who he was.
I think-
Mika Hakkinen's helmet was a favourite of mine as well, with the blue the blue rings, just sort of
Yeah.
it sort of echoes the Finnish flag, but it's
Yeah.
also like I'm cool.
Yeah.
David Coulthard's was very matter of fact, the Scottish flag. And
Yeah.
then he got into that argument with Dario Franchitti over who should use it. You're both in different classes of motorsport.
Yeah.
No one's going to mistake one of you for the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there a real argument over that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they both tried to copyright it as a design for a racing helmet.
Wow.
Stoffel actually has a quite an interesting helmet design at the moment. His is Belgian flag colours, and he's got like weirdly sort of like put into it like SV2, because obviously it's Stoffel's name
Yeah.
on and his number he drives car number 2. It's very, very cleverly put into the
Yeah,
design of his
yeah.
helmet. So that's quite an interesting modern one as well. But that's a good question. Very good
That is,
question.
you come up with a great.
I like
one,
the
Bob.
idea that Franchitti ended that like the discussion. You know, if it was if like let's say for instance Franchitti didn't mind and it was Coulthard that was one that copyrighted, and he turned around and said, no, people know who I am because I'm the successful one. I'm the one with the championships.
The Franchittis were the Schumachers of IndyCar because there was a crap brother as well. There was Mario.
Rubens Barrichello's helmet design before Braun days. The white with the orange spots.
Was that good?
Yeah, I quite like that one.
I never noticed because it was always jammed up Schumacher's ass.
Well, it was Rubens Barrichello that ended up with Michael Schumacher changing his design
To red.
Ferrari because they both had the blue sort of scale pattern on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Schumacher's turned into Marlboro red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course it was nothing to do with cigarette sponsorship.
No, it was
No,
Ferrari,
no,
of
no,
course.
No, it was Ferrari.
Yeah.
And Philip Morris don't still pump money into the Ferrari team at all.
Yes, they do.
Do you know the barcode on the Ferrari it used to be, if you scanned it, it would say Marlboro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
But no, thanks for all your questions on email and tweets and Facebook posts this week.
Yeah, get more in.
Get more in, and you can do that by emailing us at 3legs4wheels@gmail.com. You can get us on Twitter at 3legs4wheels
I'm at A Total Shunt.
At Flood21.
and at Pablo100. Dan, when he's here, is at Danbert as
Yeah.
well. Get us on Facebook, facebook.com/3legs4wheels.
If you play Formula League, come and give us a friend request on the old PlayStation Network.
Yeah, and if you don't know our PlayStation names, drop us a line through any means possible, and we'll send you who we are back. Just one thing, we said it last week, we'll say it
Legion
again.
100.
Put a real name one on there because we just like to know who we're talking to.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier for me when I'm putting the timesheets together if I can actually see people's real names than just
Yeah.
their PlayStation names.
Yeah.
Sorry, Xbox and PC players of F1 2016, but none of us actually play on those.
I- we're all
I will
PlayStation 4,
probably be
unfortunately.
buying it on PC as well. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, good. You can send the PC times in
I
from
can.
all your Steam friends.
Yeah, I don't have any Steam friends.
Steaming friends.
What I was going to say was just quickly when we talk about computer games, Lee's tip of the year is to go and buy Motorsport Manager 2 on iOS.
It's on Android now. I haven't looked at it
Is
yet,
it?
but
Well-
it came out last week.
I was looking at something the other day. And I thought, well, I don't play games on my phone very much, and it was £4, so I wondered whether it was worth buying. I looked at my stats before. I played this on my phone for 27 hours.
Wow. And you've gone through how many seasons?
9 seasons.
So that's three hours a season then.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
Oh, I might have to have a look at that if I can motivate myself to have a... I just don't like playing games on phones.
No, I hate it. It's a good watching tally game. You can have a quick game. You can sort your stuff out. You can maybe hire a couple of mechanics, maybe fire a driver, and then carry on watching telly.
Actually, I'm going on holiday in a few weeks. I might install it on my tablet and
Play
it while I'm on holiday.
I'd say more phone, because it's just I've got 5 minutes. I can do a race sort of game rather than a sit and play it for ages. It's good.
Fair enough. I'll give that a go. We mentioned it earlier, but don't forget there's also the extra non-F1 show that we do every week, which is available to Patreon pledges and subscribers.
Yep.
You can get that at patreon.com/3legs4wheels.
Goodie if you like combat sports this week.
Yeah, very McGregor Mayweather orientated, but it varies every week. Sometimes we talk about music, video games, conspiracy theories,
What we've been up
wrestling,
to.
what we've been doing.
Funny stories from our pasts.
Some repeatable, some not. Some have to be
We
behind.
have made people with the Patreon show burst out laughing in bizarre public places.
I want a conspiracy Patreon show.
Somebody burst out.
That's what you want us to think.
No, I actually want
Somebody
to do
burst out laughing in the loos at in the toilets at Dublin Airport, and a man thought he was being laughed at for the size of his manhood. And
We've had somebody getting very concerned looks on a plane for trying to stifle a laugh and then bursting out laughing. They thought he was having some kind of fit.
But you know what the best thing is about
that
that?
was my fault, apparently.
The best thing about that is because the guy next to him laughed. The guy there got upset because he thought he might be laughing at the size of his cock. That basically means he's got a small cock.
Who listens to podcasts when they go to the bathroom anyway?
Well, I mean, if you're already sort of halfway through it and you go into the bathroom, you leave your headphones in.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you're in departures and you're bored and listen to one of my podcasts.
Yeah,
fair enough. I went through departures. It was boring as hell. Really is.
Just on a charity related note as well, I did my band did a benefit gig last night for a motorsport charity over here, the Billy Redmayne Memorial Fund. It was set up by the family of a young rider who was in the Manx Grand Prix and he was tipped for TT success and unfortunately died in an accident at Scarborough.
What year was that?
It was 18 months ago.
2015, wasn't it? 2016.
It was early 2016.
Yeah, just if anyone wants to look up.
And his family have set up this fund. They're helping a couple of good causes over on the Isle of Man to do with racing, the hyperbaric chamber that treats injured riders, and the Rob Vine Fund, which provides emergency medical equipment round the course and pays towards the air ambulance.
Yeah, for any of our local listeners like that, you should really go and put something on that, because people don't understand how much the hyperbaric chamber is used, how little it's funded.
Yeah.
And how beneficial it is to people. And you might need it one day when you're older, if you're getting treated for vein problems.
Just Google Isle of Man hyperbaric chamber and you'll find it.
And just Google uses for hyperbaric chambers.
People have been treated for broken limbs in that here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who it was. It was somebody. It was somebody in MotoGP who one of the British MotoGP riders that doesn't live over here spent 6 weeks shuttling to and from the Isle of Man to recover from a broken leg just to use a hyperbaric chamber.
It's why Mark Webber could get back in the car after a cycling injury for Australia.
Yeah,
it's because of the hyperbaric chambers and the high altitude training he was doing.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. Like lots of senior people, like old people, use it if they're having like terrible problems, like with like veins and things like that. You know, it's,
people with what I've forgotten the word, but the diseases like arthritis and fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis. It relieves the pressure as well.
Yeah, and we live on a small island, was surrounded by water, so it's probably a good idea that we have a hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, absolutely.
So moving on.
But moving on, we did did a benefit show for this charity last night. If you get a chance, look out the charity. If you're able to donate anything, even a small amount to this charity, because it gets distributed to the local charities supporting races on the island, supporting racing on the island. And they actually donate to young racers as well, the ones with potential, who need the funding for things like tyres. As we were talking to Dave the other week, tyres and accommodation being the biggest two expenses that he's got. And of course, the Isle of Man, there's racing going on over here, but you've got to get here.
And while you're feeling generous after doing that, you should probably go head over to our Patreon.
But I did promise them I'd give them a shout out last night.
Yeah.
That's the Billy Redmayne Memorial Fund. You can find them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Great bunch of people, and they've obviously got quality tasting.
Link in the description.
I'll put a link in the description. And they've got quality tasting music because they've booked my band for the last 2 fundraisers.
Well, there you go.
Well, you can't have everything.
Right, we're going now. We will be back in a week's time with a review of Belgium. We should have
We're going to review a race.
Yes.
How well would it have gone down if you played the Bends?
Never thought of that. As it was a biking night, we were very predictable, and our first song of the night was Born to Be Wild.
Yeah.
It was one of those nights. We'll be live blogging the race on Saturday, Sunday. I'll be live blogging qualifying on Saturday. It might still be Saturday for me. I'm not decided yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a bottle of tequila in the fridge. We'll see how things pan out.
Tequila and Jaffa cakes, I've been told. Not lemon, Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cake.
Post tequila, Jaffa cake.
Right.
This is coffee tequila, so I don't know if that would work.
It might work better.
Might work better. Come and tweet at me. I like tweets.
You do.
I would like to be tweeted
At a total shunt.
at a total shunt.
We're just waffling now, aren't we?
We are just waffling.
Absolutely.
So we will go, and we'll see you next week.
Okie doke.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye bye. Love you.